Action
Nicole
One,
and your
doing it
boy
for the culture.
Hey, what it do?
Tell them who we had today.
Hey man, A1 Live, man. We got the JCS Project. We got League 360 in the building. And they finna tear it down, man. These are true revolutionaries in the works. Saying give it back to the next generation. That's why we here. Get in the action, baby.
Y'all know y'all can tune in on weareA1.com, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, and Twitter.
Periscope.
weareA1.com. Getting the action.
Yeah. Hey yo, it's Wednesday, A1 Live. Catch us on weareA1.com.
I'm gonna jump in there too.
Hey, Action Squad in the building. That boy Jay Norm.
Holla at your boy.
weareA1.com. Y'all tune in right now, 8 o'clock every Wednesday night. It's going down on A1 Live. Your girl Jay Nicole, your boy Atumra. We got the entire Action Squad in the building. So y'all go ahead and tune in, comment, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your granny, tell your uncle, everybody.
And bring me some tacos.
And get in the action.
What it do, brother Atum Ra. A1 Live in the place to be. Got the Credit Sisters in the building. Action Squad, what up? Hey man, weareA1.com. Check us out. Get in the action, baby.
Make sure y'all tune in. You can tune in on weareA1.com, Facebook, Twitter. What else?
Man, we on everything. Everything.
Get in action.
Yay.
Hey, A1 Live right now. Halloween.
A1 Live coming to you. Tune in.
Get in the action.
Oh,
Right
Stan.
now. Twitter, Facebook,
Everything.
yeah.
Tune in to everything.
Get in the action.
Action One.
RBG gon' ride on God. By the way, I ain't tell you.
Hey yo. Back in this thing again. A1 Live. We appreciate everybody that's checking us out via Facebook Live. Everybody checking us out on weareA1.com. Make sure that you go on Google Play and get the app. You know what I'm saying? The app is out now. You know what I'm saying? Apple coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Tell them quit making us jump through the loops because we coming, man. You know what I'm saying?
Check me out though. If you came here feeling down, well, I'm finna pick you back up. Put a smile on your face. I came to the party, baby. I feel music through my speakers. Super music made me do it till my feet hurt. All night, I'm flying like a free bird. Going stupid till I lose it. 'Cause I came to the party, I was looking good. Had my nails done, hair did, heels on too. But the music had me moving, I felt so good. If somebody tried to stop me, I wish you would, yeah. Come on and party, so come on and party, come on and party, come on and party. Come on and let go, it's a no judgment zone. Let the good vibes take you to the floor. I came to the party. I came to the party, I was looking good. I came to the party. I came to the party, I was looking good, yeah. I only wanna feel positive energy, so don't kill my vibe with negativity, yeah. I wanna dance, I wanna sweat hard, sweat on my edges, sweat on my edges. 'Cause I came to the party, I was looking good. Had my nails done, hair did, heels on too. But the music had me moving, I felt so good. If somebody tried to stop me, I wish you would, yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
A1 Live in the place to be, man. It's your boy Atum Ra, J Nicole, Action Jackson, the whole Action Squad holding it down. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all checking us out. Shout out to everybody on weareA1.com. I hope that y'all are on that website checking out everything that we have going down. You're looking at our sponsorship packages. Get down with this A1 community. You could just become a subscriber. You know, you could get down with us, man. We appreciate everybody. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. You know, make sure if you're watching us on YouTube right now, you hit that subscribe button and, you know, you get down with us. J Nicole.
Yeah.
Did you have to swim here?
You know, I decided not to go for a swim, and I turned around while I still had the chance, because anybody who knows me knows I do not do Houston rain weather. You know, I just can't do it. So I was on my way here, and I went into the beginning of it, and it was like, no, go back home.
Yeah, man. You know, for anybody that ain't been down here to H-Town, you know what I'm saying, we got a saying, you know what I'm saying, turn around, don't drown. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, you don't want to be that person on the news, you know what I'm saying?
It would be me too, yeah.
Getting filmed with your car floating away and, you know what I'm saying?
Pulling your car out the body.
Yeah, you got that stupid look on your face.
It's
like,
a helicopter shot of me saying, help me, please.
You
know?
Yeah, man, most def. Man, anybody that knows me, anybody that follows me, man, y'all know I could be a wild card sometimes. And, you know, one thing that I've definitely found at this point in my life that, you know, you got to have the right people around you. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the right team. Because, you know, when you got certain personalities and tendencies and things like that, you need individuals around you that's going to keep you in line and keep you in check. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I could not let this moment on A1 Live pass without giving a special shout out to Action Jackson, you know what I'm saying, who just celebrated a birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Harmonize with
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People don't know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She giving me the death stare right now. You know? But you know, y'all don't really see her on camera, on screen as much. But anybody that knows anything about Action One, you know that Action Jackson is our driving force behind this. You know what I'm saying? She is a strong black woman entrepreneur that, you know what I'm saying, was the one that
educated.
You know what I'm saying? That's really pulling this whole thing that you see together, and that's, you know what I'm saying, keeping me in line, you know what I'm saying? I think this probably, I don't know, we had 50 some shows, you know. We on 60?
50,
oh man.
60?
Oh man, yeah, we on 60 shows, and for the most part, you know, I behave myself. What you think?
Yeah, you all right.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I was about to try to give you extra props, you know, but I just.
Hey man, compared to some of the other videos that are out of me on the internet,
You're
think
great.
that, yes, I have done my best with Action One, but that's only because of Action Jackson. So, you know, definitely got to give her props, or shout outs, man. Make sure that, you know what I'm saying, y'all shout out how y'all recognize, you know what I'm saying, that we got people within our own community that really love us and that really dedicate themselves and their lives to making, you know what I'm saying, independent entities just come together, man. So yeah, man, that's it, man.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
Birthday to you.
Hey.
Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Hey man, shout out to her, man.
Swearing in her head right now.
Yeah. She gonna get us on break, man. That's why we go to video. But man, it's been so much in the news, so much in the headlines. You know, everybody has been talking about that cat Epstein. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, despite what you wouldn't believe, he's not here anymore. What he believe he killed himself. What he believe, you know, what I'm saying, he's taking that. You know, it is a interesting and crazy story because, you know, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is the trouble that you can cause when you connect it to all sides. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, a lot of people don't know about that island and, you know what I'm saying, who all visited, you know what I'm saying, whether, and, you know, of course there's evidence is connected with Trump, you know what I'm saying, no doubt, you know what I'm saying, but it's also connected to the Clintons, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and a bunch of other people that went out to wherever they went to and was, you know, committing their perverted acts, but, you know, they say he's not here anymore, so, you know, I'll take it for face value. You know, and you know, another headline, man, the boy Hove hit the headlines this week, talking about with a partnership in the NFL. You know, a lot of people that know me, man, y'all know, man, I have some strong opinions on Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, I support him and I salute him, you know, I kind of feel that he's an opportunist, you know, when it comes to movements, and he finds a way to latch on and monetize from it. And, you know, maybe, you know, I do know that they have started an organization or something like that where they're trying to initiate change within the community. But it is a total 180 from, you know what I'm saying, I said no to the Super Bowl. You don't need me, I need you. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever he said. I don't know, Jay Nicole, man. Am I tripping, man?
You know, when you put it like that, you're right. You know, because a lot of times in society, we just forget about what happened, you know, 2 seconds ago, and we just keep moving forward and like, ooh, Jay-Z, he finna, you know, have a partnership in the NFL instead of him just striking out the NFL, you know, for the reasons. I don't know what is his reason for having this partnership, like you said. He's just trying to monetize from it, or I mean, any business person, the job is to ultimately monetize. I guess it's more so where you're gonna put the funds when you do monetize those funds.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I think he's a brilliant businessman, you know what I'm saying, and a brilliant mind. You know, I just you know, I gotta watch people that, you know what I'm saying, come up and nobody's around you anymore, and you know, the whole thing with the Brooklyn and the Nets, and you know how in my opinion he kind of played a part in the gentrification of his own community, which is, you know, little strange. But hey, man, you know, everybody has their different motivations to get it, you know, and we know that money is, you know what I'm saying, one
is the root of all evil.
Yeah, hey, man, the love of it, man, it'll go crazy for people, man. But you know, I'm not gonna get on the soapbox today. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk about Hove another time, and you know, give y'all plenty of other reasons to hate me. But today, man, you know, I got to keep the energy light, just because we have a special guest in the building. You know, this brother, I think, is the embodiment of selfless. You know, I would consider him a humanitarian. You know, I would consider him a person that, you know, not only loves his people, has a love for mankind, you know what I'm saying, and wants to see a better world, see a better future, and also bring light to situations that it's easy for us in this first world America to ignore. You know what I'm saying? You know, particularly the issue of homelessness. You know, that's something that, you know, kind of goes across the spectrum from various races, sexual orientations, of course not economic status, but you know, you know what I'm saying. But with that being said, man, you know, you definitely got to salute the brother for the different things he do. The one and only Noah Rattler's in the building, man. What's up, brother, man?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Made it.
You made a wake up list this morning, right?
People always ask me, "No, where the ark at?"
Yeah.
And my joke, my answer's always like in Clear Lake. I go sing Clear Lake, and they be like, "What? I should have had it in South Park tonight."
Yeah.
It would have been easy to get over here tonight.
Yeah, most definitely.
But we in here though, right?
Most definitely.
We in there.
Yeah, man. So how's your day been going, bro?
It's good, man. It's good. I work at a farm in Sunnyside.
Okay.
And I feel like I pulled every muscle in the right side of my back today. So, like, I've been just chilling and kind of icing it, trying to relax. And Getting ready for the night.
Yeah, most definitely.
Then they had to go swimming. Yeah.
They say it's the best forms of therapy,
Not in your vehicle, though. Right. Yeah. So things are good, man. Things are good. I heard you say keep the energy light. We can do that, but we can get heavy as well.
Oh yeah, most def. And when I was saying light, just on my nonsense, you know.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, man, I gotta keep it light so I can make sure that I give you the proper platform to speak on these issues.
You can't let out all the dragon energy.
Yeah. Because I go left. But man, we finna roll into this first commercial break. Then we're gonna be back with the homie Noah Rattler, iTunes Rod, J. Nicole, Axel Jackson. We are A1.com. Q, what's up?
Put your money where your community is. Get in the action at weareA1.com.
Thank you all for just inviting me out and giving me the opportunity to speak about Twist. I really appreciate you, and I love that you all are doing positive exposure of people in the community versus whatever else you could be doing. I appreciate you shedding a positive light in the world.
Show. Action 1, inspiring action.
What's going on, everybody? It's Noah Rattler on the dawn, I guess, of the third Houston Sleep Out. This year's Sleep Out Saturday, and it's a different sleep out than it's ever been before. All this evolved out of my walk from Houston, Texas to Los Angeles, California in 2007, and we're keeping the ball rolling. Ultimately, the goal is to raise awareness around homelessness and to build capacity for the organizations and our greater community to deal with homelessness, mental illness, and everything that falls within the realm of that complex bundle of a phenomenon. Take a ride with me tonight. We have several different stops we're going to make. At least six different sleep outs happen all across the city. The first is at TSU, but right now we're getting ready and the clock is just ticking down. 40 minutes to game time. Let's go. Right now, the goal, like what I hope to accomplish from this year's experience with Sleep Out Saturday and Houston Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, is to make it a really big thing and use us, the new media, because we are the media today, not just CNN and Fox and NBC, Viacom. It's not about them, it's about us. So we're using the social media tools to the best of their ability, to the best of our ability, and hopefully we get the word out. So it's right around 7:30. So I'm announcing to everybody I'll be at TSU, first stop, 30 minutes. We get it in a minute. Food Sweet's my favorite, making it happen. Hopefully. Have a good crowd up there at TSU. Even if it's 12 people, it'll be good enough, because those who show up to make it happen. And together, we can make it all happen. We can make this world a better place. So as far as tonight goes, being the first Sleep Out Saturday in the city of Houston, there are 6 different locations, 6 or 7, depending on who shows up and who doesn't. The first stop is TSU. After that, we'll be at the Caroline Collective. That's done by Noah's Kitchen, no relation. After the Caroline Collective, we'll be heading over to Mos 45 to present Systematic with an award. a service award, and from there we'll be going over to Andreas Hope's Sleep Out, and that is at 11 o'clock. And somewhere around the same area, because they're in the same part of town, New Faith Church is hosting one as well, so we're going to hit them at the same time. And after that, we're going to Pearland, and that's about it. And so, let me answer this, but it's about to happen.
Okay, everybody pay attention.
Excuse me, everyone. Can we get your attention, please? We Mr. Noah Rattler, and he's going to speak on the importance of this event. And I want everyone to give him
Action 1. If you just saw that video, you know, it was from Noah Rattler. You know, like I said, man, if you get a chance, man, just you know, saying Google this brother's name, and you'll see the work that he's putting in. Man, this is your first time up here to the studio, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just introduce yourself again to the people. Let them know, you know, what I'm saying, where you from, and some of the organizations that you were part of.
Well, Noah Rattler, Noah like the ark, Rattler like the snake. From South Park, Houston, Texas.
South Seal for live.
Went Caldwell Elementary School, West Middle School, Sterling High School, Prairie View A&M University. I double majored in mechanical engineering and physics. And when I finished my physics degree, I left that track and took another route. I'd been in school so long, I really wanted to figure out a way that I could step into the real world and really present myself how I want to live.
Right.
And having heard that thing, that quote that Mohandas K. Gandhi has been attributed to him, be the change you wish to see in the world, I want to do that. So while volunteering at Search Homeless Services the previous couple of years, thinking a lot about it, I had been walking a lot at Prairie View, I decided I was going to walk to California to raise awareness for homelessness.
He's going to walk to Cali.
Well, initially,
I'm about to say
Right,
that. I don't even want to drive to Cali.
It's a long drive.
I'm going to take that trip one day.
It's a long drive, man.
But you walk. That's the thing.
It's so far, it's not long. Like, I mean, it was such a huge thing. It's not like walking from here to the Galleria. That's a long walk.
Yeah.
Walking to Greenspoint is a long walk. Walking to Dallas is something else. But like walking to California, the Wichita, Kansas, somewhere. Like you once you get out there, like your whole frame of reference for time changes, everything changes. So it just becomes something you're doing. Like you get up and go to work every day, or get up and go to school, or get up and do whatever it is your routine is. Mm-hmm. It's just that. It's just life. And so it wasn't. It became something that wasn't a long thing. It was just something I was doing.
How long did it take you to get to California? And what was the course like? You know, how did you just walk? I know you didn't walk straight. You had to sleep and stuff like that. But
yeah, people ask me, I'm like, did you sleep? I walked to California. Of course I slept. Yeah. Little seventh grade, I walked. Yeah. I walked from here to Dallas. Mm-hmm. Then from Dallas to Amarillo. From Amarillo to Albuquerque. To Flagstaff, up to the Grand Canyon, which was the first place I was going to walk. I mean, I just planned on walking to the Grand Canyon because I had been in school for so long. But then, as it evolved and I decided to raise awareness for homelessness and try to raise money for Search, it became a much larger thing. In California, which was a few hundred more miles away, Los Angeles had the largest homeless population then. So from the Grand Canyon, I walked through the Mojave Desert all the way to the ocean. Down Route 66. And I left on March 24th. I finished on August the 4th. I averaged about 20 miles a day, stopping at little towns here and there. And if the town was large enough to have a newspaper, called the newspaper, had a conversation with them. If it was large enough to have a newspaper and radio station and television station, I called all of them, had them meet me at a shelter, whoever would come out, and we would get the conversation going. Because people talk about homelessness a lot, from Thanksgiving to Christmas. That's the season of giving.
Right.
But like, why does giving have to be sequestered into this last month of the year? Right. People aren't homeless just from Thanksgiving to Christmas. People homeless the whole year round. People aren't hungry from Thanksgiving to Christmas. People are hungry the whole year round. All the issues we deal with in society that contribute to the homeless population, they don't just exist at the end of the year when you give your money up and then you get your tax benefits for the next year. That's not the reality. So I want to make that conversation a year-round thing.
Yeah, nah, most def. You know, bro, first of all, what kind of shoes were you wearing, man?
For real.
Did you only go through one pair? Yeah.
I got three pair of shoes donated from a company called Z-Coil.
Okay.
Z-Coil it looks like a regular tennis shoe, but it has a spring on the heel. Mm-hmm. And so you can't see. I mean, it's almost like I was walking on high heels with bouncy heels, and they absorbed the shock, and they helped me out because I had plantar fasciitis.
Oh.
Like, kind of on the minor before I left, and they worked. They, like, kept my feet feeling not that bad until I got to Albuquerque and I reached 900 miles, and then after that, it just... Even the Z-Coils couldn't even help then.
What kind of breaks did you have to take?
I didn't take many breaks.
No.
I would sit around for a day or two waiting if I knew I had an interview coming. Mm-hmm. If I was injured or if it was like at the Grand Canyon to spend a couple of days. Right. In Dallas, I stayed a couple of days. Got a lot of people in Dallas. In California, stayed a week. But like for the most part, if I wasn't hurt or waiting on the interview, I was walking.
You say you did 20 miles a day, man.
Man.
That's real. That's real, man. What did your family or friends first say, man, when you told them the idea, man?
It was strange. Like, this was 2007, 2006, was my 10-year reunion for Sterling. We was at the picnic, and I was telling folk I'm going to do this next year, and everybody was like, you know what? No, that sounds like something you would do. Like, what?
That's some Noah stuff right there.
Me. Like, what is this? Like, what have I created in y'all mind to make you... But they saw me.
Yeah.
And so what I was presenting to them in high school, trying to figure out who I am, I guess I was right because they saw that as being a reality. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are afraid because it's a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah.
A lot of people trying to stop me from doing it, trying to talk me out of it finishing, and because it was dangerous. And things happen. People try to hit me with their cars, tires exploding on the road and freaking me out, like snakes. It was dangerous.
You were alone?
No, I wasn't alone. Alone. But I walked alone for the most part. Mm-hmm. I had Sunshine from Sunfire Food.
Yeah, shout out to Baba Sunshine.
Yeah, Sunshine, my support vehicle driver from Houston to Dallas.
Okay.
And my friend Jeree Fuller, she was the support vehicle driver from Dallas to California. And I had a whole bunch of people like Miss Jessie Brown. She was like the street team coordinator from the neighborhood, from the city, getting the word out to people all across the country. Jim Bowie showed up for a while, and he was helping to organize and get people happening. Lawrence Payne from Search. It was a community project.
Yeah.
I was the one walking
yeah,
and doing the talking out on the road. But while I was here, my sister Miriam, she was like raising money while she was doing shows and like keeping the drum beating. My dad, when he was performing, Freddie Rattler, he was keeping the drum beating in town, wherever he was performing at. So people were talking about it, friends and family were talking about it. Everybody was scared. Everybody was pretty prayed up, I imagine, and pretty worried up. But I was doing it, and so like the world is a dangerous place. Right. I heard one of my old mentors told me, I was talking about smoking, you need to stop some cigarettes. He said, you know what, Noah? Was 100% fatal? Life. So no matter what we do, it's only one way up out of here.
For real.
So
yeah. But what was?
Got to be daring.
I just have one more question for you. One more. Where was the weirdest place that you walked through? Where was the one place that set you back like, ooh, I don't know if I should be walking through here?
There are a couple of instances. When I left Wichita Falls, Texas, I was warned not to stop in that next town because it was a racist town. Right. It was either that or it was the town where Texas Chainsaw Massacre supposedly happened. It's like 9 towns. It's like 9 places in Texas where that happened. But like I couldn't stop. I couldn't wait. I had to stop at this store. I walked into the store and this dude, just stereotypical cowboy, tight pants, everything was tight. Cowboy hat tall. His neck was out red. Out in the sunlight. He was following me around the store and frowning. And I stopped him. And I said, before I left, I was like, man, all right, I'm just gonna have to face the dude. I said, hey, how you doing, man? What's going on? He's like, sir, I'd just like to put you and your friend up for the night and get y'all something to eat.
Oh, wow.
He almost had tears in his eyes.
So he knew what you were doing.
Yeah, he saw we had a sign on the support vehicle, and he
okay.
saw it, and it really moved him to see what was doing. So like this moment I thought was gonna be this terrible moment.
Wow.
Wound up being this really sweet, special moment. And there's a couple of those. Like anytime I thought it was gonna be the worst, it wound up being like the best. So that was really strange in a not so strange but really strange way.
Because you felt on edge, but then it ended up being something totally different. That's dope though, because the world doesn't always go like that.
It don't. I tell you, my intuition ain't really that worth much either.
It's not your intuition. It's just the years of repetitive abuse,
socialization, and
Oh yeah, man. You know it's hard.
What to expect,
brother, man,
right?
In the diaspora of the Western Hemisphere, man. You know?
It's not the easiest thing, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Facts,
right?
Facts. Man, you know that was said not to get too far off subject, man. Me and my wife was having a conversation because it was some show we were watching, and so the question came up was, if you had the opportunity to like come back as another race, would you? And I mean, for me, y'all know me, but you know, it was an interesting question. A lot of people did have, you know what I'm saying, variety.
What was your answer? I told you, what was your answer?
Oh, man, come on,
I
man.
need that answer. I need you to say that answer.
Hey, and I can't think of anything greater than being melanated
I'm
and
trying to
illuminated.
tell you.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love it, man. I love it, man. You know, I can name off of a variety of different reasons genetically why I'm happy to be black.
Okay.
But, you know what I'm saying? That's,
biology speaks.
Yeah. That's another subject for another day.
No one wants to say something.
I would, if I couldn't be a tree, if I could just come back and remember, I would do everybody.
I mean, if you keep coming back.
Like, I would like to see what is it like to come into the world as some other group of people and see us, and like, how did that affect you? Because like, you think about it,
unlock them doors.
Think about it, like people. I was thinking about Emmett Till in this instance, like his supposed incursion was great enough to cause the retribution that was given towards him. So it's almost like the community that killed him saw him as a threat large enough to him allegedly whistling at a white woman was the logical thing to do, was to mob up and street mob kill him.
What's that?
So it's just kind of light, but not like there's a scene in the Avengers in one of the movies where they all trying to pick up Thor's hammer, and Bruce Banner's like, rah, and everybody in the room do like this. It's real subtle, but like everybody reach for their guns, they pull to get their weapons because they're afraid the Hulk gonna come out.
Right.
They looked at him. It's almost like,
yeah,
this is what it's like to be looked at as a black person in this society, where if you raise your voice, everybody is afraid.
Oh yeah,
it's
and
true.
But I'm not the Hulk. I'm just like I am kind of just a dude. Yeah. Like, you hit me with a car, I'ma die.
But biology says
everything that biology says. Like, I'm just fragile as everybody else. I can have the same fears and likes and disappointments and desires as everybody else. Sure. But to see me as that large of a threat, where you have to call the military in, essentially, because my voice was raised. I don't know, like, how do you live in that skin? I don't understand. How do you live your life with that type of fear?
Yeah, right.
And I mean, we see this with
they say white supremacy,
shooting,
right? Like that type.
Like that.
Why? I couldn't imagine being that afraid.
Right.
I ain't never been that afraid in my life of just another group of people. I'm like, I don't want to get shot by the cops.
Right.
I want to get shot by somebody in my neighborhood, but I ain't never been that afraid. I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. So I'd like to see that. Like, and remember what it was like to be me.
Right.
Like, dang, what? Anyway.
That would be dope. That would be dope. That's a movie.
Hey, that would be, man. What's that we're playing?
White supremacists. Everybody's scared. Why y'all so scared? They ain't doing nothing.
Man, let me ask you, bro. So what was?
Sorry about that. My tangent. Go ahead.
I started.
A1 Live, baby. We live, baby.
But what was one thing you learned along, you know what I'm saying, with your journey that you just basically picked up along the way that maybe you wasn't necessarily like expecting to learn?
I was expecting a bunch of stuff to happen, and a lot of that stuff happened, and I wasn't ready to deal with the ramifications of that. But like, to really just straight up answer that question, how we live our lives determines how we experience how we pass through life. So going back to that time we were just talking about it, where you go through your routine every day.
Right.
Time just slips by. But when I was walking, it was almost 5 months. I got back, I felt like I was gone for 5 years. Because every moment of that journey was new. And when you do something new, your brain pays more attention to it.
Right.
And so when you get up and take the same road to work, back and forth every day, your brain doesn't really pay attention to that. So all that time, even if it's an hour and a half of commuting every day, that's like an hour and a half a week of your life. That's 40 hours of a month of your life of experience that you could have had that just gone out the window. Over the years, that winds up being weeks, months, years of your life that just dumped out the window. And that's just going back and forth to work. Right. Add to that, doing the same thing at the job, all this, the repetitiveness. And so, like, out there, like, everything was new, and it made me, like, when I got back, I was like, I used to tell people I'm 30 years old / 35 years old, because I feel like I've been gone for 5 years. Yeah. And I don't know how to get back to that level of richness in my life. I kind of have an idea, but, like, I got to leave society again, so I'm trying to stay and, like, help.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. This is the middle ground.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see you leaving society. Well, and
I think about it.
Well, the reason I say that is because not too many people have the mind to go into something like physics. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, I don't have to tell you. You probably should know a lot more than me, you know what I'm saying? I think from what I see, you know what I'm saying, a lot of, not only physicists, but scientists in period, you know what I'm saying, they're able to separate themselves. And it's always that balance between, you know what I'm saying, separation and integration, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So many words and different instances, man.
Big time, like, there's been a conscious decision, like me walking was part of the result of my conscious decision to participate, because it's so easy to just pull back and get lost in the books or lost in the science or the stars or whatever, and the studying and just the acquisition of knowledge, because I love learning. And I can spend my whole life in school just learning and learning and learning, but that don't help nobody else. It could definitely help me.
It's addictive, man.
It is?
It is, bro. Like, a lot of people don't know, man.
I just, like, my cable just switched over at the apartment. I can, like, stay in old school Kingsgate, and, like, we got you pay one bit, pay all bills included. So, like, when the cable changed, I was like, dang, man, now I got this new science channels.
Yeah.
I just sat in the house like a week straight, like, God, dog. But yeah. So, like, that separation is easy, but, like, it's worthless unless it's being applied towards something in the world. And I figured the most valuable thing to apply any knowledge or insight that I have towards is the thing that's going to help the most people. Help myself, I can help me and mine, I can help everybody. And I think if I help everybody, I help me and mine, and I help myself.
Nah, you definitely do, man. And the reason I'm saying this is because, like I said, I see a lot of parallels within myself, man. Like, I think that's kind of one of the reasons why I am so active within the community. You know what I mean? Outside of, like, my family, you know, people know me as being social and everything else like that, but, like, I really could be just like a balloon floating off.
Right. It'd be so
cool
easy.
You know what I'm saying? Not have any problems, not talking or responding or anything like that, and I would be okay as a person. But then, like you said, like, realizing that we have a greater calling to the universe. You know, me being a father of 4, you know what I'm saying, understand that I have a duty to get back, you know what I'm saying, and do what I can while I'm here to, you know what I'm saying, lay the foundation to make a better place, man. I think that's really, like, what it is, man.
Yes, sir.
But, man, we're finna roll into another break. We're going to be back with the homie Noah. We are A1.com.
Yeah.
Hit that subscribe button. man, you still here? Go on and subscribe.
Get into action.
Yo, we back at it again, baby.
What?
Get into action.
3.
Get into action.
Tell me what is the deal, tell me what is the deal.
So I challenge you today to start strong.
I ain't seen you.
Get into action.
Tell me what is the deal. Cause I'm calling for you.
Get into action.
Can you feel that? Yeah. See, I'm calling for you. Can you feel that? Yeah. See, I'm calling for you. Can you feel that? Yeah. See, I'm calling for you. I lost me trying to find you, so I wrote this to remind you that I'm okay. I'm okay. I was lied to, but I tried to provide you with the things that only God can give. Only God can give. Plus I tried to revive you, but baby, how I'm supposed to breathe with no air? You know that ain't fair. That's why I had to learn to love myself. Baby girl, you should know it's okay to take your time. And baby boy, take it slow. You don't have to live a lie. You'll never find true love in someone. You'll never find true love until you truly learn to love yourself. Until you truly learn to love yourself. You'll never find true love in someone else until you truly learn to love yourself. Believe the signs when they show you, 'cause love will get heavy. If someone's not ready, your hearts will be broken, your faith will be tested. So keep on investing in you. And pain's not love, it requires much more than the eye can see. What I truly mean is that you've gotta love yourself before you love someone else. There's so much value. Baby girl, you should know it's okay to take your time. And baby boy, you gotta take it slow. You don't have to live a lie.
Action 1, inspiring action. Hey, yo, back in this thing, man, with the one and only Noah Rattler, man. This brother, man, is doing a lot, man. You know, anybody that's been to the Action 1 studio, what's crazy is, man, I've been looking at this for so long. And didn't even know it was you. And it was funny because when I seen you carrying the book up as we were coming up in the elevator, I was trying to think, where have I seen that? Like, it was like, you know, because, like, you know, as much as we in here.
Like, I mean,
yeah, man, tell us about this Noah's Walk, man. What's Noah's Walk?
Noah's Walk is almost a biography of that section of my life. My homegirl, Nikisha Pickney, and I, we went to Sterling together. Went out into the world, saw a bunch of stuff, and reconnected. And she wanted to do a children's book, and figured out, like, let's do one about your walk. And so we said, okay, let's do it. And we got together, figured out how we wanted to write the book. We wanted to write the book to be friendly for teachers in classrooms. So we actually set the book in the classroom, and it's a teacher. It's kind of a meta thing. It's a teacher reading a copy of this book to her class in which she's in. But like the book just follows me on the walk. It goes from place to place. There are breakout sections in the book where she asks questions of the classroom. Right. And that helps get the definitions together. We put a glossary in the back, list of the animals and stuff we saw. We made it ready for teachers to look at it and say, you know what, I can talk about geography in this. I can talk about social studies. I can talk about mathematics. I can talk about this. I can talk about that. There's a bunch of stuff that can be pulled from the book. We wrote it to be educational and entertaining. And Thaddeus Lavalace did a great job with the artwork. And you can find him, you can find Nikisha anywhere, continuing to do their craft. I'm not necessarily. I'm becoming a writer, but I don't consider myself one yet. Right. I'm just kind of like a hobbyist. Like Nikisha does that. Right. Thaddeus is a illustrator. We came together to put this book together, and it's a pretty good book. It's universally loved. Scholastic saw it. They loved it. Put it on their list.
It comes in Spanish,
English, Spanish, and Canadian French. And Canadian French.
Mm.
And I believe the audiobook just went live, which was like super dope, done, produced by Correga I Need, voiced by Nikisha.
Man, shout out brother Correga.
Correga, out in Atlanta doing this thing. Nikisha did the voice work. We got some children, some of her kids and some friends. It's a really, it's a piece of art. Man. Just like the book is a piece of art. Like, just like I kind of consider what I did with the walk and the sleep out. In a way, it's a piece of art. It's my art. But it's like I don't have a canvas. Art is like society, like the canvas is society, and I'm trying to help co-create a better picture than the one we have right now.
Most definitely. And how can people cop the book?
The book's on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com. Anywhere online that you buy books, you can get Noah's Walk. You can also get it on Scholastic.com.
Man, look. On Scholastic.com.
On Scholastic.com.
Y'all boys better get your weight up, man. You know what I'm saying? brothers in schools, you know what I'm saying? Distribution, man. Shout out to that, man. Man, you mentioned the sleep out, and we showed a video there, man. What is a sleep out?
Well, the sleep out is it's something I didn't make up. I was walking through Wichita Falls, stopped at a shelter, and they were doing one to raise money. I was like, you know what? I think I might try that one day. Got back, was getting an award, and I met Chris Brown, and we talked about it. Chris is not the singer, pop locking Chris Brown. I think Chris is the controller. He's a city controller right now. Okay. We were at the table. Miss Brown introduced me. Miss Jessie Brown introduced me to Chris Brown. Yeah. And we talked about it. He wanted to do something with me, so we talked about the sleep out, and we did it the next couple of years for Search Home and Services. Raised, I think it was about $110,000 for the organization. And then after that, took it citywide and tried to get it nationwide. But we got a bunch of people across the city, universities, private groups, everybody for the next several years to do the sleep out. What it is, in short, you come spend the night outside. We invite people from the homeless community to come spend the night with us, and people from organizations that homeless service providers to come spend the night with us. And what we do is just have a conversation about homelessness from the standpoint of people who are actually living it, and from the standpoint of people who are actually getting out there doing the work to help get people off the street. So you could get the experience. We pull you out of your norm, out of your comfort zone, and put you in this place where you can hear people walking up and down the street. You hear the sirens. You get the discomfort. It may rain at night, and you have to ask yourself, "Am I going home?" Then you got to look at the person that you just talked to, like they don't have that choice. Right. You get their personal experiences in that environment where you're prepped and primed to accept new information and really ready to learn, and then you learn how you can help. So it's an event that hits you in the mind and in the heart. And it's like hits you on both sides. You get the numbers, you get the emotional side, you get the experiential side, and it's changed people's lives. A young lady, I need to get her name. She changed the course of her education at St. Thomas. We were doing at St. Thomas. She switched up, stopped focusing on this one thing, got a PhD in something else so she can help with all this. Like, it's changed people's lives. People come up to me and talk to me about it all the time. So even though I'm not doing it anymore, there were several thousand people participated in it while it was going. And for the time that it existed, it did the work that it needed to do.
Well, I mean, you planted those seeds.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure everybody that, attended your any event, like you said, came out differently, and hopefully is becoming their own agent of change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And unfortunately, I think that is why a lot of our people that are active within the community get burnt out sometimes, because sometimes we can try to do too much instead of planting those seeds and moving on to different things. So like I said, whether it is active or not, I think you probably, like I said, planted so many seeds and trees that are growing, man. And I just, when I saw it, man, I was like, man, this is powerful. One thing that you also I see that you educate people on about the reasons that a lot of people are homeless.
Yeah, for sure.
What's one thing that people typically don't think about or associate? Or I should say, what's the main thing?
It's not a main. It's homelessness. All right, so what people don't know is they're like homeless. Generally, the people who work in that world break it down in two groups: temporary homeless and chronically homeless.
Right.
Temporary homeless people who they may get kicked out. They might be staying on the couch here and there. They might be in the shelter for a little bit, but they off the streets before 6 months is up.
Right.
The people you see who are outside downtown are more than likely chronically homeless, 6 months or more.
Right.
So there are two different groups of people. The folk who are temporary homeless, you might need help on a couple of bills or something. There's a bunch of services for everybody. The folk who are temporary homeless usually are able to take advantage of those services and get off the street faster. Right. Those who are chronically homeless, more often than not, have longer term issues that is harder to get rid of. Right. And that may be in the mental or emotional disabilities. There may be addiction. There may be physical disabilities. And once you're out there in this environment for long enough, you can develop things. Right. Just the simple fact that a lot of you get this survival mindset to where your thoughts about your well-being are about right now. Where am I going to sleep tonight? Where's my next meal going to come from? Are these kids going to mess with me that's coming up? I can't sleep at night. So one thing I learned, a lot of people who are homeless walk around at night a lot. Right. Because it's not safe to be because you're super vulnerable in that situation.
Right.
And so once you're out there and you get into that mindset, it's a deeper than a conscious mind thing. It's a subconscious mind setting. And it's hard to just switch them knobs off. Right. And you can't switch it off, and it's hard to just all right, now I'm going to go get a job and start doing this, that, and the other, because you set up differently. Absolutely. And so that's the big thing, those two different groups. People are homeless to this day for medical bankruptcies in this society. People are homeless because of incarceration and the cycles that come with our prison population, the large size of it. You get a felony, you can't get an apartment, can't get a job, you can't get an apartment. If you don't have an address, you can't get a job. If you don't have a job, you can't get an address. What's the cycle like? And anything that you look at, any of the big hot button issues in society that politicians talk about, there's somebody being made homeless behind that issue. Man. And so that's the reason that it touched me so much. I had a personal experience with it while volunteering, but on a large scale, it's to fix homelessness, we got to really deal with all these issues. Right. We got to deal with education. We got to deal with healthcare. We got to deal with the criminal justice system. We have to deal with all that stuff. Man, and prevent people from becoming homeless. Right. So to do this, we got to change society.
Facts, and that's why we gotta make sure that we have you back up here, man, because I know that this conversation that we're having right here can be broken down in multiple tiers, like you said, from mental health, from the criminal justice reform, to pharmaceuticals, a lot of different things.
All of it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The atrocities that's going on with our veterans, you know what I'm saying? The crazy amount of veterans that are out there, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's committing suicide or, you know what I'm saying, on the streets. And, I'm not the most patriotic person, as you know, but at the same time, there's no reason that our veterans should be out there and should be, you know what I'm saying, growing like that as a population.
Send them over there if we're going to put them up in front of everybody on football games, and we're going to we love the veterans. We should actually back that up.
Most definitely.
If we're going to do it, we need to do it all the way.
Right. Not as facts.
One veteran that's homeless.
Right.
That's fact. So yeah, man, we only got a few minutes left in the show, man. And real quick, man. I saw on your IG, man, because I definitely, I always do my research, man. I saw you ask an important question. You asked, what I'm saying, whether people believed in climate change. You asked whether people believed it was man-made or not. And then the last question was whether you believe it's man-made or not, what are you going to do about it?
What you gonna do?
Man, why does the conversation of climate change, you know what I'm saying, why is it resonating, vibrating with you, man?
It's vibrating with me. Before I finished walking, I already knew about climate change. I knew it was coming, and I realized that if we don't do something about this, we're all going to be homeless. So the environment is the thing that it's like our house. We can fight with each other, like racism, nationalism, all those things are kind of important. Right. But like, if we in the house arguing and the house burned down, we all die like fools.
Right.
Live together as brothers and perish together as fools.
And it's gonna burn. That's the way it's going. The way it's going.
There's a fire in Siberia that's large as the European Union. There's a smoke cloud over Siberia that is as large as the European Union. Like, there have been fires in the Arctic Circle been burning for months. Millions of acres. That's not in the news, none of that stuff. And that's the worst place to burn stuff. Cause like, it's a long conversation.
Right, but I mean, it's even been touching home here in America. I mean, when we look at what's been going on the West Coast, I mean, even here in Texas in certain parts. And, it's just crazy, like more and more now to be driving down the road and you just see a part of the road on fire, some brush, and it's like everybody driving by like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody going to call the police, but it's like,
somebody do something about it. But and it's a larger thing. It's just a bigger conversation we need to have about, like, this is happening. We see it happening. What you gonna do? My thing, I'm gonna try to. My goal is to plant a tree, 1 for 1. It's a challenge. Anybody out there accept this challenge? 1 for 1 challenge. I'm 41. I got 41 trees to plant this year. 42. I got 42 trees to plant this year. If we all do that, I think we can do it. I heard a number like a trillion trees will reverse it. A trillion trees is 1,000 billion. There's 7 billion people on the planet. If just 1 billion of us plant 1,000 trees over our lifetime, we like get a trillion. So like, we just got to be more proactive about it and really get into it. It's a big conversation, and we got to have it.
Yeah, most definitely. We gotta have this conversation on multiple fronts because I know some brothers that will probably push back to say that climate change ain't real, it's a hoax, everything else like that. I don't follow along that side. I'm kind of like you. My mom's a science teacher. You know what I'm saying? So this whole hoax stuff that people try to put up, like, man, you could look at the data and look at the numbers, look at what's going on around the world, you know what I'm saying, from the Arctic to pole to pole, you know what I'm saying,
right.
and really see the devastation that's going on, and I think a lot of people also don't really understand what climate change really means. You know what I'm saying? The difference between climate and weather. But it's another subject for another day, man. Man, give people, anybody that may want to work with you, anybody that may want to contact you, how can they do that, man? I know you're a physicist by nature, man, so you'll say they might not be able to hit you, but yeah, how can they hit you, bro?
At Noah Rattler. Noah like the ark, Noah, Rattler like the snake, Rattler.
Most definitely.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just hit me up there, and I come to the school, talk to the kids about the walk, about making a change in the world. We can go plant trees together. Hit me up if you got ideas. It's time to be creative, be bold, and make this thing work.
Most definitely, man. You still keeping the website active, man? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
What is this?
Blog, looks like a blog.
Yeah. And my blog, I post on it every now and then. It's been a while.
Yeah, man. Most
but
definitely.
My back hurting, so I might post something. I ain't working. I might post something. So.
Most definitely, man. Well, we appreciate you for coming through, bro. Like I said, man, we got to have this conversation on multiple fronts, man. Jay Nicole, man, what they got to do to get in the action?
Man, just go to our website, weareA1.com. If you're interested in sponsoring this show or any other Action 1 show, you can do so at weareA1.com/sponsorship. You can also sponsor Action 1 as a company to keep good things going in the community, like you see us doing every Wednesday, every day of the week. Honestly, we do a lot of good stuff in the community.
Action 1,
also,
inspiring
if you'd like
next.
to become a member of Action 1, you can do so by going to weareA1.com. make sure you go and check out the live stream that we have online at weareA1.com/event.
Yeah, man, yeah, man. Make sure y'all go out and catch this Noah's Walk, man. It's out there, Amazon, anywhere you can cop books, man. Make sure that you support him and his initiatives. Powerful brother, and you know what I'm saying, definitely down with the A1 family. Well, man, another week up, another week down. Remember, action, agility, life, and community. The new age of media, Action One. We here. Jay Nicole, how we leave him every week?
Get in action, baby.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Peace, brother Atum Ryan. You tuned in to Action One Network.
Hey yo. Back in this thing again, A1 Live. We appreciate everybody that's checking us out via Facebook Live. Everybody checking us out on weareA1.com. Make sure that you go on Google Play and get the app. You know what I'm saying? The app is out now.